Hello students. Today we are going to discuss about one of the most interesting figures of history of medieval India. Very enigmatic, very controversial, and yet very innovative. Yes, you must have guessed it by now. We are talking about Muhammad bin Tughlaq. He was the major sultan of the Tughlaq dynasty founded by his father Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq in 1320. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, Muhammad bin Tughlaq's father, did not live long enough and died in 1325, and his son, who was an able commander and an experienced army general, took over the reins of power in his hand in 1325. Muhammad bin Tughlaq reigned for about 26 years, quarter of a century, and during this period, his personality and his administrative reforms unfolded. We find a man very interesting and yet very capable to lead the entire Sultanate. Muhammad bin Tughlaq, it is believed, had a unique personality. Let's try to understand his persona. Very enigmatic, open-minded on one hand and unstable on the other hand. He was impulsive, hasty, and very impatient. And yet, Muhammad bin Tughlaq has been given the credit of being a great scholar, a wise statesman. Let's understand the challenges that he faced in the beginning of his rule. He faced the Mongol threat like any other ruler of Delhi Sultanate. He faced the various rebellions around Delhi, and he faced the rebellions in south. He had to take care of his large army. But the most important challenges were two. Firstly, his own ambition to be one of the greatest conquerors, to be remembered by the posterity, and second was Muhammad bin Tughlaq's challenge of making the administration stronger. He had inherited a vast empire from his father and earlier from Alauddin Khilji. First of all, we understand that what was the man's mission. The man's mission was to have a large army because he was basically an expansionist. He wanted to extend the imperial rule as far as south and in the northwest, where the Mongols were a constant threat. He started his career with various conquests. Warangal was already conquered when he came to power. In addition to that, he put down the revolts in down south and conquered Malabar. He subjugated Madurai. He subjugated Bengal, Sindh, and Gujarat. So we find that a Delhi Sultan in Muhammad bin Tughlaq had a vast and huge empire. To handle that empire, he needed a great army, and he needed the support of various groups of people in his empire. And logically, he started inviting the foreign nobility, people with learning, foreign diplomats, and he encouraged them. He encouraged a new elite. He wanted to change the ruling class so that they could be with him. He wanted the support of the ulema, who were the opinion makers and well-respected people of the Muslim society in Delhi. He patronized all these people. However, he failed to get support from the ulema and the Muslim theologians, who wanted to keep their distance away from Muhammad bin Tughlaq. If we look at his early administrative reforms, which are known as his very innovative ideas, we find that his first and foremost action was shifting of his capital from Delhi to Devagiri, which is known as Daulatabad. Why he wanted to shift his capital from Delhi, which he did, through his royal orders? The main reason, it is believed by the historians, is that he wanted to consolidate his conquest in down south, as well as have easy access to the vast wealth, gold and silver included, which was available in southern kingdoms. Another reason which is forwarded by the historians is that he wanted to be in a place safe from the Mongol threat. Delhi being closer to northwest, he wanted to shift his capital along with his family, along with the royal families, to south. During this phase of his early administrative innovations, shifting of capital from Delhi to Devagiri, which was 800 miles and above 1000 kilometers, was a failure because of the distance, because of the logistics. As a result of this, a lot of people felt unhappy and suffered. Not only that, Muhammad bin Tughlaq had to face constantly the Mongol threat, and as a result of these reverses, he will order and issue another royal farman known as Mashur to shift back his capital to Delhi in 1335. He shifted his capital, gave the orders in 1328 AD, but now in 1335-36 he will give yet another order, cancelling his earlier order, and people will be again asked to shift back to Delhi. Delhi, which was already deserted, had to be rebuilt.